In this episode of Best of High-End's Academy, we'll be asking ourselves the question, do we really need premium HDMI connectors? In 2004, 5 million devices were sold with at least one HDMI connection. In 2017, this number rose to 900 million. A huge opportunity for cable manufacturers. Did you ever look at the back of an AV receiver or processor? This brings us into the gray area. Is it worthwhile to invest in a premium HDMI cable? Cables are always a rather subjective topic. While we do love the exotic stuff that's out there, we'd rather revert to common sense. This means a budget of 10 to 15% for cable accessories. So we looked at the standard HDMI cables that come along with the purchased device. Those are free, they're in the box. An AudioQuest Pearl at €35 for 0.6 meter, an AudioQuest Carbon, €135 for 0.6 meters, and an Uhlbach state-of-the-art Carb Collect Ultra at €200 for 1.2 meter. All ultra-high speed cable types at minimum length and cheapest online offering. We looked and listened to the same scene of the Matrix Resurrections from around minute 9 until 15 in 4K HDR and stereo, using a 4-movie theater UST projector, a Lingdorf MP60 MXA 8400 combo on Lingdorf Q100 speakers together with BW20 woofers in a dark and acoustical treated room. Our source was the Zapiti Signature. It has dual HDMI outputs. This offered the interesting opportunity to evaluate both audio and video separate. What did we see and hear? This test is by no means scientific. Some say it's just ones and zeros, so the signal either arrives or not. How can there be any difference? Things like interference and jitter could be a thing. Whatever the case, you should always test and compare cables in your own system and with content you know by heart. Here's what we found out. Forget the standard issue cable, please. The image was alright, but it sounded harsh, flat, and presented a small and narrow soundstage with very little attention to detail. The AudioQuest Pearl introduced more audio separation and gave us a nice insight in the different scene venues. Overall, it sounded more refined. It was hard to spot clear differences in picture quality except from slightly more saturation. The AudioQuest Carbon presented a big step up in terms of audio performance. Acoustically, you were there, in the room. You could hear sounds and dialogue in a space. I would label this cable the more analytical choice, offering pinpoint accuracy and a very spacious soundstage with increased width and depth. Image looked pristine with a nice saturation, great contrast, and extended detail, making it look sharper and a little more video-ish. The picture quality of the Uhlbach Carb Connect Ultra was truly cinematic. Ink deep blacks and excellent color tones offered a more organic presentation. The sound of the Carb Connect Ultra was more direct with warm and creamy dialogue. Effects and dynamics were more present, focusing a little less on the spaciousness. Conclusions? All cables were easy to handle apart from the stiffer AudioQuest Carbon. All cables could be easily locked in the connector sockets. The AudioQuest cables performed best at this. The Uhlbach left a little wiggle room, but nothing to worry about. In terms of design and finish, the Uhlbach takes it home. It has this nice goldy finish and connectors, although it's said that they have no bearing on the sound performance as they don't make contact with the signal. Yes, you should get premium HDMI cables. Which brand? Which budget? That's for you to decide. But the differences are there. You have the luxury of tuning both sound and image to your personal taste. So get to work and see you in our next Academy session. Thanks for watching.